Here's a bit more about Tasmania, focused on things that are useful for understanding or visiting. 1. Where it is and what it's like. Location: island state of Australia, south of mainland Victoria, across Bass Strait, about 240 kilometers wide. Capital: Hobart, southeast. Second city: Launceston, north. Population: 570,000 total, feels quiet and small compared with mainland cities. Nicknames: Tassie, sometimes called the Apple Isle, historic apple growing. The island is roughly the size of Ireland but far less populated, with huge areas of wilderness and short distances between cities, mountains, and coast. 2. Climate and seasons. Tasmania has a cool temperate climate, quite different from much of mainland Australia. Summer, February 17 to 23 degrees Celsius typical, can reach high 20s/low 30s occasionally. Very pleasant for hiking and beaches. Autumn, May clear, calm days, famous for the golden/red colors of the Fagus, deciduous beech, in the highlands, mainly April. Winter, June, August 3 to 11 degrees Celsius around Hobart/Launceston, colder in the mountains with snow on peaks like Cradle Mountain and Mount Wellington. Spring, Nov unpredictable, can swing between wintry and summery, but days get longer and greener. The west coast is much wetter and wilder than the east coast, which is drier and sunnier. 3. Main regions. Simple overview: South and Hobart area, Hobart City, Harbour, Mt Wellington/Kunani Lookout. Mona, Museum of Old and New Art, world famous, quirky museum. Tasman Peninsula, Port Arthur, Tasman National Park, Three Capes Track. Huon Valley and far south, forests, rivers, Tahun Airwalk, caves around Hastings. East Coast Freycinet National Park, Wineglass Bay, Pink Granite Peaks. Bacino, Swansea, Bay of Fires, white/golden beaches, clear water, good for road trips. East Coast Wine Region, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, sparkling wines. North and Launceston Cataract Gorge, walking trails, swimming, chairlift right next to the city. Tamar Valley, vineyards, river scenery. Access point for Cradle Mountain and the Northwest. Northwest and West Coast: Cradle Mountain, Lake St. Clair, alpine scenery, famous hikes, wildlife. Strahan and Gordon River, cruises into the rainforest, wild weather. Stanley and the Nut, Tarkine Rainforest, rugged coast, old mining and timber towns. Islands off Tasmania: Bruny Island, easy from Hobart, food trail, cheese, oysters, neck lookout, short walks. Maria Island, hiking, wombats everywhere, old convict buildings. King Island, Flinders Island, more remote, known for cheeses, beef, lonely beaches, usually separate trips. 4. Wildlife and nature. Tasmania is known for unique and often very visible wildlife. Tasmanian devil, nocturnal carnivorous marsupial, mostly seen in sanctuaries/wildlife parks due to disease and low wild numbers. Wombats, easy to spot in places like Cradle Mountain and Maria Island, often at dawn/dusk. Wallabies, pademelons, possums, very common, especially near bush areas and roads at night. Platypus, one of the better places in Australia to see them in the wild, quiet rivers and lakes, especially at dawn/dusk. Birds, sea eagles, penguins, Bruny Island/Bacino, albatross offshore, and many endemic forest birds. More than half the state is national park or protected area, including the Tasmanian Wilderness World Heritage Area, one of the largest temperate wilderness regions left on Earth. 5. Culture and history. Very brief. Aboriginal Tasmanians lived here for at least 40,000 years before European arrival, developing distinct cultures adapted to the island's climate and coastline. Europeans arrived at the end of the 18th century. By the early 1800s, Britain established penal colonies, convict prisons, such as Port Arthur and Macquarie Harbour. Conflict and disease had devastating impacts on Aboriginal communities during colonization. Today there is a growing recognition of Aboriginal heritage and culture in place names, art, and interpretation at sites and museums. You'll see this layered history in places like Port Arthur, Maria Island, and the museums in Hobart and Launceston. 6. Getting there and around. Getting there by air, direct flights from major Australian cities to Hobart and Launceston. By sea, Spirit of Tasmania ferry between Geelong, near Melbourne, and Devonport, North Tasmania. You can take a car/camper over. Popular activities: hiking and trekking, overland track, Cradle, St. Clair, 3 Capes track, short walks to waterfalls, Russell Falls, Montezuma Falls, coastal and alpine hikes. Road trips, East Coast, Hobart, Freycinet Bay of Fires, Hobart, Cradle, Strahan circuits, or full island loops in 7 to 14 days. Food and drink, fresh seafood, oysters, scallops, salmon, cheeses, berries, cider, whiskey, gin, and cool climate wines. Salamanca Market in Hobart.